Marc home. And if we can get you to sign up, Nicole's segment is just over in the Kush.ca tent, signing people up. Give us your email address. We'll let you know when you can come out to these kind of rallies and when you can come out to occupations to help free Marc Emery. Without further ado, here's the beautiful Jodie Emery.
Happy Canada Cannabis Day, everybody. It's true, this is the first time Marc Emery, my husband, the Prince of Pot, has not been with us. And it's certainly sad, but we need to use this tragedy to motivate us to action. Because it's not just Marc who is going to be sitting in a prison cell if this government stays in power. A number of you will be put in prison. Every one of you selling marijuana, which is a beautiful, wonderful thing. This government wants you to be in prison, and they are a very dangerous threat to what Canada means. So Rob Nicholson, the Justice Minister, he signed away Marc to go down to the US for 5 years in federal prison for selling marijuana seeds and using the money to finance the movement. Marc was deemed the biggest threat to the United States because he was planting the seeds of freedom to overgrow the government. Marc Emery is a political prisoner, and 1 week ago today he got out of solitary confinement where they had him in the hole, buried away for 3 weeks because he wanted to deliver a message to you over the phone through a recording by me saying that he's okay and he'll be okay as long as you are all being moved to action. Take a stand, go to a rally, call your member of parliament. It may sound intimidating, but I'm telling you, they will see all of us put in prison if they get their way. Stephen Harper is the biggest threat to Canada in our nation's history. And so while we celebrate Canada Day, and while Canadians all across this country are celebrating a country that they thought was free and about peace and tolerance, it's slipping away. If you watched what happened in Toronto with the goon squad that beat down innocent protesters at the G20 weekend, this is what will become the norm. We have to stop this government. The only thing you can do to do so is to get out and vote. And we don't have an election scheduled yet, but I'm telling you, if you don't vote for your freedom, you will watch it be stolen away by people who do vote. And we can't let that happen. We need Marc, my husband, and the Prince of Pot to come home to Canada. He's a political prisoner. We need to bring him home, and this government needs to be told to bring Marc Emery home, stop the war on cannabis users, give our country back its freedom, and don't make us the 51st state. This is Canada. We're celebrating Canada Day because we are a sovereign nation of peaceful, tolerant, free people. But listen to me when I tell you, it won't be that way if you do not get involved. I know it's scary and difficult and frustrating, and politicians are a fraud, but I'm running with the Green Party to try and change that and be a voice of truth. Because you need to contact your members of parliament and get involved, because if you don't, they will be the ones putting you in prison cells like they did the last weekend and like they do every day. So do what you can to sign a petition, make a phone call. At our Cannabis Culture headquarters booth, you'll find petitions. You'll find people walking around with free Marc Emery shirts. Get a free Marc Emery shirt. So when you walk around, you have a billboard that says, "Free Marc," and people say, "Who's Marc?" And when they look him up, they'll realize what he represents. And he represents freedom and the fight for truth and to be free from government oppression and free from prison for our relationship with cannabis. So happy Cannabis Day, everybody. Because this flag, the Cannabis Canada flag that you see around, that's the flag that makes me feel pride. When I see our flag flying, the cannabis flag there, fluttering in the wind, that's freedom. And the Canadian flag will soon be worthless if you don't get involved, help bring Marc Emery home, save your friends, save yourself, save our country. Peace and pot, happy Cannabis Day, free Marc Emery. Woo!